What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about patch predictions. We are hopefully getting a strike time video tonight talking about what we'll be getting in the upcoming patch. We've already gotten the teaser of the portraits for the upcoming characters. My theory is that we're going to get a Midnight Suns team with a rework to some supernatural characters like Ghost Rider, possibly Doctor Strange, definitely Elsa. This is going to be part of a new supernatural team with Morbius and Brother Voodoo. That's going to be the Midnight Suns team, and that we're also possibly going to see a rework to some characters like Hawkeye, Vision, and Scarlet Witch, and that's going to be part of a West Coast Avengers team with Kate Bishop, and the rumor is the fifth character is going to be Maya Lopez, aka Echo, I believe, and that's going to be part of a West Coast Avengers team. So we may be getting two teams in this patch, and I'm going to talk about what I think we will see with those characters, what modes they'll probably be best in, and what usability we can see with these characters overall. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree or disagree with what I'm saying in this video, make sure to drop it down in the comment section as well, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Plenty of Marvel Strike Force content going on over here. So let's start with the one I'm more certain of, and actually I do want to give a shout out. Mobile Gamer had this in his offer review last night, and someone on his server did this test. They took the font from the nameplates and matched up as best they could and tried to see what would fit. And so it seems this first spot is going to be Maya Lopez, aka Echo. You can see they've messed with it here. They didn't use her hero name. They used her real name with Maya Lopez. Just barely fits there. And then the second spot is going to be Kate Bishop. And this one, I wasn't sure who was going to be in that second spot. I thought Kate Bishop was going to be here. But as people pointed out, it looks like there's like a quiver or something behind the head of this character here. There's a shape of something back here. They think that's a quiver, and purple does line up with the costume color for her. This is likely Kate Bishop. And then the third spot is Brother Voodoo. The question was whether it can be Monica Rambeau or Brother Voodoo. Monica Rambeau also has that type of hairstyle, but her name seems to be just a little too long for that nameplate. So Brother Voodoo looks pretty good here, and if that's Brother Voodoo, this is absolutely 100% Morbius. This one I was very set on. I know some people still think this could be Angel and that those points are like wingtips in the portrait. I do not agree with that. I think those are ears. I think those are pointed ears, and then he's got the popped collar. I think that's most likely Morbius, and very likely, not very likely, but possibly a legendary for Morbius as well. And we're just going to talk about all that. So Brother Voodoo and Morbius, I think they're going to be a rework. And I've talked about this in another video. I'm not going to go too much into depth on what I think the Midnight Suns team is going to be. I think that's going to be a Midnight Suns team with Morbius, Brother Voodoo, and then we're going to get reworks to at least Ghost Rider and Elsa. I'm not sure about Doctor Strange yet. I think Doctor Strange may be part of this Sorcerer Supreme, the what-if version of Doctor Strange. Could be teaming up with the regular Doctor Strange and Mordo, but also possibly Doctor Strange could be a rework for Midnight Suns. There's also a decent chance, if Morbius is not a legendary, maybe later on the year, we get a legendary for Blade, and Blade finishes off the Midnight Suns team. So if we don't get Morbius as a legendary, I think Blade will be a legendary later on this year, possibly to fill in this Midnight Suns team. I am super excited if Blade comes to the game, especially if he's going to be a legendary. I love Blade. I remember growing up, I was watching Blade 2. I had no idea it was a Marvel character. And I remember my brother was watching it, and he had the surround sound system turned all the way to up watching Blade 2. And I go upstairs, I hear it. I go running downstairs trying to figure out what's going on. And they're going through that. There's that scene in Blade 2 where they're going through that nightclub, and the music's just pounding. He had the surround sound system up so high, like the pictures were like bouncing off the wall to the music. It was fantastic. It was hilarious. It was great. But that movie was great. I loved Blade 2 ever since then. Like, I love that character. And then when I learned he was a Marvel character later on in life, I was like, bro, like, he's got to be part of the MCU. Sure enough, next year he's going to be part of the MCU, and with I can't remember the character's name, but he played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage's series. He's also Prowler in the Spider-Verse movies. But yeah, at some point we're going to be getting Blade, and I'm hoping we get a legendary for him later this year. If Morbius is not the legendary, then I'm really hoping Blade is going to be the legendary later this year to finish off that Midnight Suns team. But at least reworks to Ghost Rider and Elsa. This supernatural team is going to get split up. And we're talking about Scarlet Witch with the West Coast Avengers 2. I think that I'm going to say that Midnight Suns is going to be a war defense team. I think both West Coast and your Midnight Suns are both going to be war teams. I think West Coast is going to be an offensive team. I think this is going to be a defensive team. And if we do get a rework to Doctor Strange with this team, it's going to be really funny. We're going to need to keep an eye on this Book of the Vishanti ability here, in that this revives supernatural allies, heals people up, long cooldown. And I'm going to be curious to see if this is going to be a war defense team. I fully expect either to see this get drastically reduced in the cooldown, or whenever supernatural ally dies, most likely non-summoned, because there could be this could get massively broken with Hela on the team. Like, Strange gets a bunch of ability energy and gets to use this more often. Also, possibly gains speed bar. This, I think, is going to get a rework if Strange is part of this team and is a war defense team. I fully expect this to get a big rework, and that, like, Heroes for Hire is annoying with the revives. They're probably going to do something with Strange as well with revives too. But also, you know, it could possibly be that this Midnight Suns team with the Mystic very likely could get some arena stuff as well. The arena meta right now is focused around Eternals, and it's Eternals plus Dormammu. And Dormammu gives buffs to like, he gets things from Mystic allies. I've got to find it here. It's somewhere, but basically there's a bunch of stuff with Mystic allies here in his kit. And your Midnight Suns are more likely going to be Mystic. I think Morbius might be Bio, because of the way his blood, like, his powers come from, like, experimentation with vampirism and his blood disorder. He seems like he's going to be a Bio character, but Scopely has made it very clear that they will adjust lore, or they will adjust traits for characters and make their own lore. So, canonically, it makes sense for Morbius to be Bio, but it would not surprise me to see them make Morbius be Mystic. And if we don't get like a new war defense team with Midnight Suns, I expect at least some of them to go into this like Mystic like meta team that we're seeing with Eternals, Dormammu, something like that. That is what I'm expecting to see here with this. I've got to find it. There's something in here with Mystic allies, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, there's like bonus resistance for each Mystic character here. So there's some synergy there. They're trying to go for some kind of Mystic meta, and maybe we're going to see something with Midnight Suns in that. But I think the better guess is that this is going to be a war defense team with the revives, and that also I want to keep an eye out on Morbius and his tags. Because someone brought, I think it was Boylon, when I was talking to Boylon the other night, he brought up the idea of Morbius getting a hero Spider-Verse tag. I don't think that's going to happen. Just because it doesn't make sense for them to give those to Morbius, because while, yeah, he is a Spider-Verse character, he started out as a Spider-Man character with the tags, started out as like an anti-hero or a villain, part of like the Rogues Gallery for Spider-Man, eventually turned into an anti-hero. I don't think he's going to get the hero tag, and I don't think he's going to get Spider-Verse as well. Though if he does get hero and Spider-Verse, it's going to be really interesting to see him paired in Dark Dimension, because he's probably going to be a city character paired up with symbiote Spider-Man inside Dark Dimension. And that's going to be really, really fun to see if he gets it. Don't think he will, but, you know, one can hope. It's going to be fun to see what they do with him regardless there with the tags. But really, it's going to be a Mystic-heavy team for Midnight Suns, no matter what. And I know people are really hesitant on that. Like, a lot of people are working on Cersei and Icarus, the Eternals team. That's a lot of Mystic gear there as well. A bit of a Mystic meta going on. So having several more Mystic characters come in and having to drop that gear, people are not too excited for that, and I can't blame them. If this is going to be a war defense team, I'm probably not going to see a lot of people gear up the team anyways. I mean, yeah, if they're going to be like Heroes for Hire 2.0, you'll see people gear them up, but also I don't think they're going to go that crazy again with a war defense team, because of just how hated Heroes for Hire was. But I could be wrong on that prediction. But yeah, we'll see what they do with that. And maybe I'm right in that. Maybe it's going to be a war defense team. Maybe Morbius gets Spider-Verse and hero tags, but he's probably going to be Mystic. We're going to get this Midnight Suns team as my prediction. War defense. Let's talk West Coast Avengers. So the other two characters we had teased there look like Maya Lopez, aka Echo, and Kate Bishop. And if Kate It looks like it's pretty certain that that portrait is Kate Bishop, which means that we are definitely going to get some kind of synergy with her and Hawkeye. And when we get these reworks to Hawkeye, I've got to say, the big thing he needs a big boost in damage. Like, his damage, 15k here, 5 red, 7 yellow, tier 14, level 75. Okay, but if you look at his abilities, look at how much damage they do. 250% damage on that. His ultimate does 140% damage. His damage stat is okay, but his damage values in the attacks are terrible. The basic is respectable. Decent amount there. Bonus crit chance and crit damage, and plus piercing, so that's not bad. But his special and ultimate deal no damage. He's really much about control. But when's the last time you ever fought a Hawkeye and had to worry about his damage? You worried about his blind from his ultimate, but his damage is so putrid, I'm really expecting them to boost that. He already got a rework with Wave 1 Avengers that basically, like, jumped his speed up way up. Yeah, he's one of the fastest characters now because of 131 speed. So you can make it where he gets, like, this is gonna sound crazy, and I just had a terrible idea. Speed him up, but then reduce his cooldown. Make this ultimate a turn 1, and so that he can apply blind to the primary target and apply blind to other targets. That's broken. I don't think they'll do that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But he's so much about control. He really needs a boost in damage. Also, his health is bad. He's been power crept a lot. This guy needs a lot of boosted health and focus. Or not focus. He's got one of the highest focus stats in the game, but needs boosted health. Definitely better damage values somewhere, whether it's in his abilities or his damage stat. And then this passive where he's always assisting on Black Widow, this is 100% going to assist Kate Bishop. I would be surprised if this does not get Kate Bishop synergy with that assist. And we'll see what Kate Bishop does. Maybe it's going to be where Kate Bishop is like super high in damage, and that every time Hawkeye moves, Kate Bishop assists, and vice versa. So either way, you're going to have someone do a ton of damage. We'll see with that. Scarlet Witch, another character is going to get a rework. Her armor is terrible. She has 0 armor. I think that's going to change. She has some really good stuff in her kit. Like this, her ultimate can prolong any negative effect. It is not blocked. So, like, for instance, your web warriors, like, they can't prolong trauma, ability block, or stun. This is not stopped by this. There is no restriction on what it prolongs. I do expect this will get changed when they do a rework for her to prevent her from extending trauma, ability block, and stun. But if they don't, this is going to be gross. And you use this in combination with Hawkeye. Hawkeye puts blind on several characters on the enemy team. She can then prolong it, which is super, super gross. I love this. Also, it's unavoidable, so it cannot be dodged. And if you do have supernatural allies, this is curious. I wonder if they change this as well to where she can apply this if she's matched with West Coast Avenger allies. We'll see. She can also won't spread stun, but she will spread negative effects on the enemy target. And she has this heal and applying deflect. And then applying, like, there is some minor vision synergy here. Also, this is probably going to be applies deflect and defense up to all allies when redistributing health. Possibly also going to add in just a base healing amount. So redistribute and probably heal for a percentage of her max health. Probably will be worth considering putting a healer tag on her if that's possible. And yeah, she does some piercing damage here, so probably boost her piercing damage too, or boost her damage stat overall. But that armor definitely has to go up. Like, the Web Warriors, Spider-Man and Miles had terrible armor, and they got, like, what was it? It was like a 700% boost in armor for Miles, I believe. It was a stupid amount of armor. You probably expect something similar to that boost in armor for Scarlet Witch. So Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and then where's my Vision? Vision, if Scarlet Witch is part of West Coast Avengers, Vision's going to be part of West Coast Avengers, and this boy needs work. He's always, it's weird. He's always been like a weird sort of homeless guy. He worked with power armor for a while until we got Ironheart. I think once we got Ironheart, he moved right off of power armor. Power armor got crept out pretty quickly. He was usable on the BKT teams because you applied defense up to tech allies, which was like Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord. But even then, there was better options on that team over Vision. So he's always been one of those weird characters. So let's start with his special, applying ability block to the primary target and one additional target. Yeah, that's probably gonna be just fine. Probably ability block to primary target and adjacent targets instead of one additional target. The solar beam probably gonna hit a lot harder. Also, probably go from clearing 2 to clearing all, or clearing 3 positive effects on each target. And then you also have the Scarlet Witch synergy here with applying bleed to each target in addition. Probably see a little bit boost of that as well with Scarlet Witch. Maybe like more focus for this. Maybe more damage Scarlet Witch is an ally, and possibly change this to piercing damage. If Scarlet Witch is an ally, this does piercing damage, applies bleed, clears all positive effects on the enemy target. This gain defense up for himself and tech allies. I'm assuming defense up for himself and West Coast allies would be my guess on this rework. And then applying offense down to enemy targets and apply bleed against tech enemies. I don't know what they'll do with this one. I honestly don't know. Maybe they won't touch it too much. Maybe they'll boost the damage. But yeah, again, this is another character. He's got a solid dodge chance. It's always made him a little bit of annoyance when I'm fighting him. Also, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but every time he dodges, my frame rate on the game drops like a rock. It's like this. I think the charged animation with the ultimate for Bishop also drops my frame rate. Just certain characters and animations drop frame rates randomly, and the dodge with Vision is doubly annoying because of that. Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll do anything to his basic here. We'll see. But then finally, like, I honestly don't know what to expect with Maya. Like, I know K Bishop will be skill. Maya, I assume, will be skill as well. But I honestly don't know what they're going to do with her. Now, she's Kingpin's daughter. But, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see a rework to Kingpin and synergy between Maya and Kingpin at the same time. I think Maya's going to be another character on the West Coast team. But, I honestly don't know what to expect with Maya. I will be pleasantly surprised whatever they do. Ooh, no, wait, go back. Not saying you in Mobile Gamer Space, it zoomed in on the wrong spot. I honestly don't know what to expect with this character. Besides that she's going to be skill. Maybe she brings some nice damage to the team. She gives them offense up. She gives them like bonus damage on the team. Who knows? This one I have no predictions on, really. Like, besides that, like, boosting damage on the West Coast team, possibly a rework to Kingpin, some synergy with Kingpin. I have nothing. I don't really know much about Echo, or aka Maya Lopez. This one I don't really know much about. I know much more about the other characters, but I don't really know much about Echo at this point. So, I'm expecting West Coast to be an offensive team. And, like, when I was talking about this stuff, like, the fact that, like, Hawkeye can go fast, apply blind, Scarlet Witch prolongs that. That's great for attacking, because especially on certain teams, like, that blind's really going to make it hard for them to win. Or actually get attacks out. So, I mean, I'm not going to really go on much longer. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about these teams? Is this going to be a West Coast Avengers team? Is it going to be war offense? Is your Midnight Suns going to be war defense? Are they going to be swapped? Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.